And then he thinks up seriously in his mind and come to a decision that he must execute such work, do such work. This is impetus or inspiration he gets. Then the senses, when mind is fixed, when decision is in the mind, then the senses will work. You understand? Mind is the most important factor. Everything, all activities, all work, first thought process comes into thought process. Mind will think, now I will take some food. I am feeling hungry, I must take some food. As for example, take this. Then where shall I get food? Hotel is there. You understand? And some places are there where food is given or served or sold like this. And then leg walks to that. The leg begins to work. Let us go to that place. Go to that hotel, go to that mandir, temple or such place where work is, that food is available. Then next thing comes, if the question of purchasing is there, so money is required. See, the person, doer, worker, then thinks of, if he has sufficient money, or if he has no money, then what to do? How to get money? That another thing comes up. So either will earn money, or will borrow money, or beg money, or steal money. Beg, borrow, or steal, anyway. You must get money. These are the deliberations in mind before beginning, executing your work. Then he gets money, he thinks decided, already decision is there, so the leg works, walks, goes to that place, gets food, then other senses work, hand works, the palate works, so other senses work. In this way, work is done. And he has also thought of what will be the result, and he gets some result. Sometimes some good result, sometimes some unexpected results which he had not thought of. So Gita, in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Karmanyavadikaraste mahaphalesu padasana. You have right to work, but you have no right in getting the result of the work. That's that's under me. I will give the result, whatever I want. You cannot get it according to your choice or your desire. And that's a fact. Generally we see it, and that's a fact also. The karmis, material intoxicated person, material persons, materially motivated persons, they think of something that make some plans, you understand, how to work, how to accomplish this result. That means they acquire some knowledge, get some training also, get some knowledge, and they consult with some specialists also for specific work. In this way, this is the acquisition of knowledge. And if he is the suitable, the qualified worker, so he himself do, or the engaged workers, like that. And then what will benefit will be received or obtained, he has thought of. But it is seen sometimes that object is not achieved, so that what? Some reverse object, reverse result is achieved. Why is so? Because Krishna has already said that he is the person or personality who sanctions, who is the ultimate sanctioning authority. If he sanctions, then the desired result will be achieved. Otherwise, desired result will not be achieved. Sometimes the plan fails, destroyed. The worker becomes desperate. Why is it so? Because the ultimate sanctioning authority, the Lord or Super Soul, has not sanctioned. So previously I said about that, Daivam evatra ponchamu, the fifth factor, when he says, the fifth factor, 5 factors out of 5, the fifth one is Daivam, the Super Soul Lord of Providence. This is most important. So previously also Krishna said, Karmanya vadikaraste ma bhalesu kadachana. You have right to work, but you have no right to get the expected result. That's my right. I will give the result. Krishna phaladata, he is the giver of the result. Jiva is worker. And Jiva phalabhokta also. Jiva is the enjoyer of the work. He is worker, he will work with the hope of getting some result and will enjoy it. And most important and ultimate thing is the sanction of the providence. Daivam, sanction of the Supreme Lord. If Supreme Lord sanctions, then he gets the desired result and he enjoys. Thereby it is said, Krishna or Super Soul makes arrangement for Jiva to enjoy the result. And he is Sakhi, he is witness, sitting with the soul in the heart, and he is seeing everything. Upadrashta is overseer, he is Upadrashta, he is Bharta, he is Bhokta, he is Anumanta. He is overseer, he sees everything, he is maintainer, Bharta, and he is Anumanta, he is sanctioning everything. Also, that Supreme Lord, or Super Soul or Supreme Lord, is the supreme enjoyer. Jiva is not enjoyer. Angi sarvajagyanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha. That is stated. Angi sarvajagyanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha. Bharta bhokta maheshwara. And the maintainer, I am the enjoyer, and I am the Supreme Master, Supreme Proprietor. Jiva is not enjoyer. Jiva is to be enjoyed. Jiva is to give enjoyment to the Supreme Enjoyer, the Super Soul or Supreme Personality Godhead. If we can do that thing, then will Super Soul will give him something to enjoy. Or automatically thereby he will get some enjoyment. That's not material enjoyment. That's spiritual enjoyment. This is Karma Tattva, and this is taught in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And therefore Krishna says, Karmanya vadikaraste mahapurusha kadasa. Only you have to have right to work and you have to work. But result, I am the giver of result. You cannot, you have no right that you will get certain result. And you should not expect such things. I have the right. And you should wholly, completely depend upon me, depend upon the Super Soul or Supreme Personality to Godhead for the result. For the result. And whatever result He gives, that should be accepted, yes. Krishna gives us result, and this is needed. A conditioned soul has 4 defects, therefore all his thoughts are defective, all his processes are defective, all his instruments are defective. Everything is defective. How can he get the desired result? Therefore, he is desperate. Daiva hatartha rachana. So Daiva, the providence of the Supreme Lord, destroys, breaks plans and projects, nullifies plans and projects. You understand? So Krishna says this thing. Here he says about the karma tattva, the philosophy of karma. But in the conclusion, and he has already previously also said that he is the ultimate sanctioning authority. And one who is an intelligent person, a devotee, he completely depends upon the Supreme Personality Godhead, Super Soul. Becoming a mere instrument in his hand, he just works. He just works. Nimitta matra bhavasuddha sachi. Krishna said that. He just become an instrument in my hand. Krishna is the actually doer. তুমি না করিলে জীব কি করিতে পারে? Oh Lord, if you won't do, what jiva can do? Jiva has no power, no potential. You understand? Krishna, the Supreme Lord, or Super Soul, out of causeless mercy, inculcates some strength, power, or potential to jiva. That jiva works. You understand? Otherwise jiva cannot work. As we say, and Acharyas also say, when Krishna withdraws that power, the strength, that potency, then you cannot even lift a blade of grass, you cannot lift your hand, you cannot move at all. Where is your strength? Where is your potential? Where is your craftsmanship? Everything is gone then. This is ultimate thing. Daivam evatra ponchamam. Fifth factor is Daiva. The providence of Super Soul. And one must completely depend upon him. And he must take instruction and inspiration for work from Super Soul, of representative of the Super Soul is Sadhu Guru. This is the actual process. You understand? And this is taught in Bhagavad Gita. Take inspiration from bona fide authority, bona fide Vaishnava Sadhu, spiritual master, and clearly understand what is real work. Jagyartha karmana, annatra lokayam karma bandhana. Every work should be done for Jagya Purush, Bhagavan Vishnu, Krishna, the enjoyer of Jagya. Don't do anything and any work for your own material enjoyment or material benefit or sense gratification. And you will be better. Because he is the ultimate sanctioning authority, Krishna. Krishna is the ultimate sanctioning authority. However, sometimes a material worker also gets some result. gets some result. Some material benefit he gets. Some material enjoyment also he gets. But that's for temporary period. It's not eternal. It's temporary. You understand? In the beginning, Jai Sanspada Bhoga Dukha Jonayo Yevati, it also said. In the beginning, he may get something favorable. Favorable for him. You understand? Some happiness, some material happiness. But ultimate end is unlimited miseries. Dukkha Jonaya, unlimited miseries. Then what is really gain? What you gain? You only got miseries. You only get miseries. Where is your happiness? You only get distress. Where is your happiness? You understand? And one should understand this thing. So, if you completely depend upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead and become a mere instrument in His hand and get inspiration, knowledge and inspiration from a bona fide spiritual authority, sadhu guru, and work accordingly for the pleasure of Krishna, super soul, then you get real pleasure or happiness or enjoyment. Krishna will give. Otherwise you will get, otherwise you will get from the miseries. That is taught in Bhagavad Gita. And by Krishna here telling this karma tattva, ultimately in conclusion he comes to this conclusion. Previously he has said this thing, this 18th chapter is a repetition only. So Krishna teaches this thing. But the real knowledge, who is the real knower, what is the real object of what? Jnanu jnana jnayam. That one must know. What is real knowledge? And who is the real knower? And what is the real object of knowledge? Real knowledge is spiritual knowledge, not material knowledge. A real knower who knows this thing is sadhu, bona fide sadhu, bona fide authority, bhakta, guru, mahajana is the real knower. And the real object of knowledge is to give enjoyment to super soul, a supreme personality of Godhead, or Jagya Purush. You understand? That work is real work, that is Jagya Karma. That is Jagya Karma. That's not material. This Gita's teaching, and one should know it clearly. He teaches through Arjuna to all humanity, all human beings. Then you will never be baffled. You will never be disappointed. And you will really get some enjoyment, which enjoyment is not material enjoyment, some higher enjoyment, higher taste, spiritual enjoyment, and which is not temporary, is eternal, and which end is not distress or misery. Its beginning is enjoy, is all enjoyment, happiness, middle is happiness, pleasure, and end is also happiness and pleasure, eternal. You understand? This will never sanction such thing. And if he gets some enjoyment or pleasure in the beginning, that is very temporary period. Ultimate end is misery, distress, definitely. So a sane man, an intelligent person or wise man should not work or act whimsically. Thinking himself is the knower. I am the knower. I am an expert worker. You understand? He must get reverse result. And his plans, projects will never be sanctioned by Krishna. And he will be disappointed. And he will only get the distress and misery. He cannot get any tangible happiness, real happiness or pleasure. Definitely no. Because he is not going to give pleasure to Krishna. He is only thinking of his own pleasure, own happiness. So he will be deceived. He will be deceived by Krishna, cheated by Krishna. That means instead of getting some pleasure, happiness, he will get distress, definitely. So a son man, wise man, should not act in this way. He should act wisely or intelligently for the pleasure of Krishna, under the guidance of bona fide Vaishnava, Guru or Acharya. This is taught here. Because Krishna is Surahudam Sarvabhutana. I am the only well-wishing friend, only well-wishing friend of all living entities. No other well-wishing friend is there. Out of ignorance, a conditioned soul thinks of, oh, my father, my mother, my husband or wife or so-called friend or something, whatever. They are my well-wishers of that. No, they are not your well-wishers. No, Krishna is the only well-wisher. And that we are speaking there in our Bible class. If you shoot at such well-wisher friend, then what will you get? How do you expect that you will get pleasure, happiness? You cannot, because he is the most important factor, Daivam, will sanctioning authority. If he never sanctions, how your plan project will be successful, how can you get the desired result? No, not at all. That way, wise man should understand this thing. So Krishna teaches.
Determined in achieving a certain result, is it rest assured that he will achieve it in this material world?
What? Sanctioning authority is Krishna. If he never sanctions, how can he achieve? Why sometimes he is desperate? He becomes desperate because he cannot get his desired result. That means the ultimate sanctioning authority, Daivam, super soul, doesn't sanction. All his efforts, all his energy spent, all his planned project, everything is better. It is also there. In some cases, you get some result, some success, but it's temporary. It's temporary. A temporary period. Ultimately, it's better. All material activity, projects, plans, projects, everything. But if someone is intelligent, if he gets knowledge from bona fide spiritual authorities and gets inspiration from them and works for the pleasure of the super soul or supreme personality of Godhead, will never be better. And what result, ultimate result you'll get, thereby you'll get some superior taste or spiritual happiness and pleasure, and that's eternal. That's eternal. That's not temporary. Krishna will give eternal things. Other than Krishna, nobody can give eternal things. Demigods There is also demigods, those who are controllers also, but they are not supreme controllers. And their power is very, very limited power. Yeah. Whatever they get, they give, that's for temporary kingdom. They cannot give anything eternal also. And that will be soon exhausted. That is stated also there in this Bhagavad Gita. And those who are less intelligent persons, they approach the other demigods instead of approaching Krishna. It's also Antavanta Phalatesam Tadvanti Alpamedasam. No, that is that's demigod worship. No, akama sarvakama moksha kama udharati. Tibrena bhakti yogena sevati purusum pujajeta purusum para. That Bhagavad says. Whatever desire one has, one may be akama, no desire at all, no material desire, that's bhakta. Bhavatat bhakti rahit jitoi. And sarvakam, that means a material person. Material person has unlimited desires. Sarvakam, unlimited material desires. You understand? And if he wants to fulfill those desires, let him perceive the Supreme Personality of God. You understand? Akama, sarvakama, mukhya kam. If someone wants liberation, mukhya. Whatever desire one may have, spiritual desire is no desire, is akama. Bhavatat bhakti rahit. Or sarvakama means material desires, unlimited material desires, or desire for liberation, whatever one may have. Let him worship Supreme Personality of Godhead. Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because he is the ultimate sanctioning authority to fulfill the desire. Nobody else. You understand? And whatever he will sanction, that will be real sanction, and that will give you eternal result. And Krishna will give you everything, both spiritual and material, and liberation also. Everything Krishna will give, nobody else can give. So in case of Dhruva Maharaj, we find Dhruva Maharaj has that desire, material desire, that he will sit on the throne of his father. You understand? So his mother Suniti advises what? Only Narayan, Lord Narayan can fulfill. Nobody else. Whatever desire you have, material or spiritual, whatever desire, all desires will be fulfilled by Krishna. Again, if someone cherishing material desires in his mind worships Krishna, Krishna must give, must fulfill his desires, gives us material enjoyment, happiness, but he desires, isn't it? But he will give in such a way that that person will never ask again for that material, for the fulfillment of his material desire. Rather he will be sorry. Why have I asked for such things? As Dhruva Maharaj, he became sorry. Krishna fulfilled his desire. Go back and sit on that throne of 36,000 years. And Dhruva Maharaj was not at all happy. He became very sorry. I am such a fool that I asked such thing. Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, this, such a fool. He ultimately realized this thing. And then Supreme Lord ordered him, go back and sit on that throne for 36,000 years. Then with your mother you will come. I have created a planet for you. That's Dhruva planet. You will live there eternally and do my bhajan. With your mother. But 36,000 years you have to sit, go and reign. And that was his first desire. But why? He felt sorry. Because he could understand that material desire is not real. Desire, it cannot give him real happiness and pleasure. And that is the specific, special mercy of Krishna. Nam agile odeo surcharana. Saradya Visha Bulaiva. Ama bhaje Visha mage ei boro ogno. Ami vigno ei murkhe Visha keno dibo? Surcharana Visha Bulaiva. Krishna thinks he is such a foolish person. He is worshipping me, does my bhajan and asking me material enjoyment. He is such a foolish, ignorant fool. I am not a foolish person. I am a wise man, Vigya. Why I give? Why should I give such foolish person the material enjoyment? He is not asking for my lotus feet. Still I will give him my lotus feet and make him forget this material achievement. Forgetful of his material desires. Krishna says like that. And Krishna gives in such a way, fulfills his material desires in such a way that he never asks. Rather he feels sorry, as Maharaja felt sorry. You understand? And Krishna gives what is not asked for. That he gives his own lotus feet. That is special mercy of Krishna and worship of Krishna bhajan. That is taken. You understand? Then whatever desire, if you have little desire, all right, worship Krishna. Because he is the ultimate sanctioning of it. And he is the only person who fulfills all desires. Nobody else. And if somebody else fulfills some desire, that's for temporary period, like demigods. Not for eternal period. Only Krishna can do that. So he is an intelligent person who worships Krishna. Tibrayana bhakti yoga the Purusha. That is stated. An ordinary person cannot understand. Less intelligent person cannot understand. And he can never understand. What is this? It is very deep purport also, very subtle also. Abstract and very high philosophy. An ordinary person cannot understand. Never. Never. It will never penetrate in his mind. It will never go into him. He says he cannot understand. Yes, that's the fact. Very high philosophy and very abstract matters. Strict philosophy. Not a simple thing. Krishna speaks about philosophy.
Translation. In accordance with the three modes of material nature, there are three kinds of knowledge, action, and performers of action. Listen as I describe... and performers of action. Listen as I describe them. Purport. In the 14th chapter, the three divisions of the three modes of material nature were elaborately described. In that chapter, it was said that the mode of goodness is illuminating, the mode of passion, materialistic, and the mode of ignorance, materialistic, and the mode of ignorance, conducive to laziness and indolence. All the modes of material nature are binding. They are not sources of liberation. Even in the mode of goodness, one is conditioned. In the 17th chapter, the different types of worship by different types of men in different modes of material nature were described. In this verse, the Lord wishes to speak about the different types of knowledge, workers, and work itself according to the three material modes.
According to three modes of material nature, there are three kinds of knowledge: action and performer of action or doer. Elaborately, this has been described in 17th chapter. 17th chapter. 17th. Huh? Which chapter? 17th? 17th chapter. Yeah. And here also, in 18th chapter, Krishna repeats that thing. Previously it is said that 18th chapter is a repetition of what has said previously. It is repetition. Actually, in the 17th chapter, Gita ends, instruction ends. 18th chapter is a repetition. That's an ideal teacher. An ideal teacher does so, repeats. So, as an ideal teacher, Krishna is doing such thing. So again he is saying, according to three modes of mental nature, how there are three types of knowledge, three types of action, three types of performance of action. Whatever it may be, the three modes of mental nature, Sattva-gun, Raja-gun and Tama-gun, the mode of goodness, mode of passion and mode of ignorance are all binding, because it puts the person into bondage, however it may be. Though Sattva-gun, the mode of goodness is illuminating, mode of goodness is illuminating. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam, in 17th chapter it has been said. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam, sattvat sanjayate sukham also. Among these three modes of mental nature, the sattva guna, the mode of goodness, is something better. So those who are situated in this mode of goodness, they become interested towards this knowledge. Do you understand? Sattva sanjayate jnana. Rajasam lobha. And if someone is predominated by Rajagun, mode of passion, he becomes very greedy for the acquisition of material assets or objects of enjoyment, material enjoyment. He becomes greedy enough. And here also it is said that someone who is in mode of ignorance, tamagun, he becomes very lazy and develops indolence. Alasyam, in Sanskrit we say alasyam, laziness. Tamaguna is the lowest type of mental mode, and this sattva guna is something better type, higher type, out of these three modes of mental nature. Whatever it may be, all these three puts the person into bondage. The demigods, like Brahma, Shiva, Indra, etc., they are in this mode of sattva guna. And this sattva guna, this material mode of sattva guna, is mixed sattva, mishra sattva. There are two types of sattva. One is mixed sattva, mishra sattva, and another is shuddha sattva. pure sattva. That's not material mode. That's pure sattva, Shuddha sattva. But this material mode of sattva, this is mixed. That means in this sattva there is the touch of passion and ignorance. Definitely, passion and ignorance. But more percentage is sattva. Some meager percentage or minor percentage is there of passion and ignorance. Therefore, this sattva is mixed sattva. You understand? The demigods are in the sattva Gour. Demigods are not liberated souls. They are also in bondage. They are also conditioned souls. But they are something more elevated than the souls, those who are, the living entity, those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance. That's a fact. And also here, in this material plane, it is also said, and we also find, those who are in this mode of goodness, they are Brahmanas. They are natural Brahmanas. Subhavs Brahmana, natural Brahmanas. And one who will develop, or one who will elevate himself to this mode of goodness, automatically will come to this platform, Brahminical platform. He will acquire the qualification of a Brahmana and become a natural Brahmana. And one who remains in this mode of passion, or in whom the mode of passion predominates, he becomes a Kshatriya, is natural Kshatriya. And in whom this both passion and ignorance is mixed, he becomes a natural Vaishya. And in whom this mode of ignorance predominates, he is a Shudra. So, Chaturvanya maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha, that Krishna has said also previously. So, Bhagavan Krishna says, for these conditioned souls, there are 4 divisions of this, what? Varna vibhag. What do you say? Caste system. Do you understand? Occupational duties, according to occupation. Do you understand? 4, that's Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, according to this material modes, guna. And natural karma they perform. You understand? So this varnashram dharma is meant for conditioned souls, not for liberated souls. Those are liberated souls, they are above these 3 modes of mental nature. Above. That's not material platform. That is spiritual platform or transcendental platform. And Krishna instructs Arjuna to go above these 3 modes of material nature and remain in the spiritual platform. You understand? Not in material platform. And that is the constitutional position of the spirit soul, a living entity. Because a living entity or spirit soul is eternal part and parcel of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Namivansa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. In 15th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said this thing. Jiva, or living entity, spirit soul, is eternally fragmental part and parcel of mind. So Krishna is Sachidananda, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. So Krishna is Sachidanandamaya. That Krishna is always in transcendental platform, is not in material platform, not a material being at all. It's Sachidananda. So, Jiva, as the eternal part and parcel of Krishna, is also Sachidananda, is also transcendental, is not material. So that is the constitutional position of the Jiva, a living entity, to be in this Sachidananda platform, the spiritual platform, not in material platform. So Krishna gives this instruction through Arjuna to all human beings to go beyond these three modes of material nature. That instruction is there also. But in this material world, all are conditioned souls, all are conditioned by material nature, karma, work, and also the karta, the doer, performer of work. You understand? Also, Krishna said in 17th chapter how tapasya, dana, they are also of three types according to the modes of material nature. You understand? Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. And here he says about there are also three types of jnana, knowledge. Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. And three types of karma, work. Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. And three types of karta. Doer, performer of work is Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. And it is quite natural here in this material plane, because material plane is for the conditioned souls. So this is quite natural here. So Krishna speaks about it. Already spoken in the 17th chapter. Again he speaks something by repeating those things in 18th chapter also. Repetition. But in conclusion he will say, to transcend these three modes of material nature, go beyond these and situate oneself in the transcendental position which is beyond these three modes of material nature. That is the constitutional position of a spirit soul or living entity. When someone will situate oneself in that transcendental position which is beyond these three modes of material nature, he is in his natural position, his constitutional position. And automatically he will serve Krishna. Jiva Swarupa Hoy Krishna Nitya Das. That is the constitutional position or real identity of Jiva, that is eternally a servitor of Krishna. You understand? But those who are conditioned by material nature, the conditioned souls, they are not these servitors of Krishna. They are servitors of Maya. You understand? Servitors of Maya. They have forgotten their own constitutional position. Also, they have forgotten Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They have forgotten their own identity. You understand? So this instruction Krishna gives, and this is real knowledge. And one who is situated in the mode of goodness, he can understand this knowledge, sattva sanjayate jnana, because the mode of goodness is illuminating. Jnana is also said to be illuminating. Jnana loka, it is stated in Sanskrit, jnana loka. Jnana is illuminating, like alok, like light. And ignorance is like darkness of jnana, andhoka. You understand? Ignorance is like darkness of jnana, andhoka. So Krishna says, those who are in mode of goodness, they are in jnana, platform of jnana. And this mode of goodness is illuminating. Sattva sanjayate jnanam. Sattva sanjayate sukham. If someone will be situated in this mode of goodness, he will come to this platform of illumination. He can understand this philosophy. Otherwise, those who are in mode of passion and ignorance, they cannot understand this philosophy. What Krishna says. You understand? Because they are in mode of ignorance, passion, ignorance, that is darkness. Vedas say also, tamasama jyotirgamaya. Tamasama jyotirgamaya. That Vedas say also. Don't remain in the darkness, come to the light. Tamasama jyotirgamaya. You understand? Don't remain in darkness, come to the light. When there is light, you can see how things are there, what things are there, you can see clearly. If there will be no light, if there is darkness, you cannot see things if they are there. Things are there, but if there is no light, you cannot see them. You will be grouping in darkness. If there is light, then you can say, oh, here it is. Here it is. Do you understand? So, this mode of goodness is illuminating. Therefore, sattva sanjayate jnana. At least one should come to this platform. Thus, elevating himself, the other two modes, that is passion and ignorance, at least one should come to this platform of goodness. The demigods are in that platform. So, she can understand this. He is in an illuminating platform. He is in an illuminating platform. Do you understand? Then, that's not enough. That's not enough. One has to transcend that platform also. That go beyond these three modes of material nature and come to the elevate oneself to the Shuddha Sattva, pure Sattva, which is transcendental platform. That Krishna's instruction, latest instruction. Do you understand? Guna atita bhava. He says to Arjuna. But to understand things, he speaks about the three modes of nature. And accordingly, there are three divisions in this material world. Three divisions of knowledge, three divisions of work, or action, and three divisions of work. And three divisions of penance, three divisions of charity, three divisions of tapasya, brata. Everything is three. There are three divisions in material platform according to three modes of material nature. Yes, these three modes of material nature, the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance, are all binding or in bondage. Those who are in these three modes of material nature, they are in bondage. They are not liberated souls. They are conditioned souls. The demigods, they are in sattva guna, mode of goodness. Still, they are not liberated souls. They are also conditioned souls. They are in bondage also. There are three types of this bondage, or these chains. That generally, person is bound up with chain. The chain may be a golden chain, or silver chain, or iron chain. Whatever it may be, it is chain, and the person is chained. Or animal is chained, bondage, sacred. So, the demigods are in the mode of goodness, still they are in bondage. And their chain is like golden chain. You understand? They are bound up with golden chain. Whereas those who are in mode of passion, they are bound up with silver chain. And those who are in mode of ignorance, they are bound up in iron chain. Like this. Whatever it may be, they are all in bondage. They are not liberated. That's the most important thing. So Arjuna's, Krishna's last instruction, concluding instruction is that to go beyond this three modes of nature. That means be liberated. Don't be in bondage. And how can it be achieved? He has also instructed that in toward the last part of the 17th chapter. How can one transcend these three modes of mental nature? What he has says? Samatitan etan jomang abhyavicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatitan etan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. He has said this thing. Abhyavicharena bhakti, pure devotion, unalloyed devotion. Do you understand? That's known as Abhyavicharani Bhakti or Aikantik Bhakti. Unalloyed devotion, pure devotion, Shuddha Bhakti. If someone will come to this platform of Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion, unalloyed devotion, you understand, under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, he will transcend this three modes of mental nature. This is the only means or way that one can transcend this three modes of mental nature. If he can adopt this process of unalloyed devotion, otherwise not possible. That is his concluding instruction. Or in other words, who will perform such devotion, adopt such devotional process, that is pure devotion, automatically it transcends. Automatically transcends this three modes of mental nature. So that, you understand, it's automatic. One cannot perform pure bhakti in conditional state. So for conditional state, for the conditioned soul, this varnashram dharma is there. Varnashram dharma. This is for conditioned souls. So according to your guna, natural work you will do. You understand? If you are in sattva guna, naturally you are a Brahma. You must do the work of a Brahma. Natural Brahma. If you are in mode of passion, naturally you will be a Kshatriya. You do such work. And if you are in mixed guna, Raja and Tama, so naturally you are a Vaishya. You will do such activity. That Krishi Gurukya Vanijya, Vaishya Karma Svabhajam. You must do trade, business, Vanijya, corporation, banking. You understand? You understand? Farming. These are Vaishya Karma. Those who are in mixed guna of Raja and Tama, they do natural this karma. And those who are in Tamagu, mode of ignorance, they are natural Sudras. They will serve these Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, three higher castes. You understand? These are conditioned souls. And whatever work, their profession, you understand, professional duty or work they do, if that will be done for the service of Krishna under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, then they will be gradually elevated. Their heart will be gradually purified and they will be gradually elevated to Shuddha Sattva. come to the pure devotional stage. So, this varnashram dharma, the Daiva varnashram, two types of varnashram dharma is there. Daiva varnashram and asura varnashram. But Gita speaks about Daiva varnashram. That means your guna, your karma according to your guna, if will be done for service of Krishna, then that is Daiva varnashram, Sansiddhi Paripurana. And that instruction is given in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And that is Gauna Bhakti Patha. We said Gauna Bhakti Patha. This is Bhakti Patha. This is devotional path. But this is secondary, Gauna. This Varnashram Dharma, Daiva Varnashram Dharma, process of Daiva Varnashram Dharma is Gauna Bhakti Patha. It is a secondary process of devotion, not chief or pure. Pure devotion means beyond these three modes, this pure devotion. And one has to go to that stage, pure devotion, beyond these three modes. That is the concluding teaching, instruction of Bhagavan Krishna. You understand? But those who are in the conditional state, for them, Varnashram Dharma described, Daiva Varnashram. Sokarmana Tamabhyartha Siddhi Bindati Manavaha. In Bhagavatam also it is said, Sansiddhi Paritoshanam. According to your guna, you will do karma. Let that karma be performed for the pleasure of Krishna, under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. An example is Arjuna. Arjuna here acts as a conditioned soul. He is not a conditioned soul, but acts like that. Because this instruction is for conditioned souls. Gita's instruction. So Krishna says, you are naturally a Kshatriya. That means you are in the mode of passion. For Arjuna, the natural Kshatriya. Therefore you must fight. According to your guna, you must fight. Karma will be like that. It's like a guna and karma. As you are in passion, this guna is passion, so karma will be fighting. You understand? So you must fight. You cannot give up fighting, because it's natural. It's quite natural. So, don't give up fighting. You fight, but fight for me. Manganusmara juddhyacha, madhyarpita manabuddhi, mangavesasi. Think of me and fight for me. So, at last you come to me. Gradually he will be elevated to the pure devotional stage. If you think of Krishna and do this natural activity, gradually his heart will be purified and he will come to the pure state. Pure stage. From guna, one will come to mukhya. From the secondary stage, one will come to, what do you say? Secondary, opposite? Higher to secondary? What do you say in English? Topmost platform, we may say like that. You understand? From Gauna one will come to Mukhya. From secondary stage one will come to higher stage or chief stage. You understand? Mukhya, the chief. You understand? So, this Varnashram Dharma is secondary devotion, stage. The secondary devotional stage, not Mukhya, chief. Chief is beyond three modes of nature, and gradually one will come. By adopting this secondary stage, he will gradually come to this, and he will fall down. So, then fall down. If you commit offense, then fall down. So, Rushayopi Deva, we say, even the demigods fall down from such elevated position. The Munis, Rishis, Jnanis, they fall down from Brahman platform. There is no fall. That is there. So that debatable point is there. From what point the jiva falls down, that's debatable point. That debate will come up this year in the Jewish meeting. But most, as I said, up to that they were discussing, topmost point is Brahman platform. A jiva can elevate himself. From that point he falls down. Aryakusena param padam tata padantiyada. Anarducha Vishwadam Bhaya. It is said. Your heart will be simple automatically. You will be a pure Vaishnava. Automatically. But if there is some complexity, crookedness, duplicity in the heart, cannot be simple. Simplicity is Vaishnavism. That was the Siddhanta said, yes. The Swami said that. Be simple. Your heart should be simple. There should be simplicity in your heart. Then you'll automatically Vaishnava will become a Vaishnava. Otherwise, nothing.
And that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work as the all in all, without knowledge of the truth, and which is very meagre, is said to be in the mode of darkness. Purport. The knowledge of the common man is always in the mode of darkness or ignorance, because every living entity in conditional life is born into the mode of ignorance. One who does not develop knowledge through the authorities or scriptural injunctions has knowledge that is limited to the body. He is not concerned about acting in terms of the directions of scripture. For him God is money, and knowledge means the satisfaction of bodily demands. Such knowledge has no connection with the absolute truth. It is more or less like the knowledge of the ordinary animals, the knowledge of eating, sleeping, defending and mating. Such knowledge is described here as the product of the mode of darkness. In other words, knowledge concerning the spirit, soul, beyond this body is called knowledge in the mode of goodness, and knowledge producing many theories and doctrines by dint of mundane logic and mental speculation is the product of the mode of passion, and knowledge concerned with only keeping the body comfortable is said to be in the mode of ignorance.
Yeah. Spiritual knowledge, according to mental modes of nature. Knowledge in mode of goodness, knowledge in mode of passion, knowledge in mode of ignorance. Here Krishna speaks about the knowledge in mode of ignorance or darkness, tamasic jnana. Mostly this tamasic jnana, the knowledge in mode of ignorance, is related to this knowledge of this bodily conception of life. In other words, in this spiritual language, Paramarthik Bhasha also, it is said avidya. Avidya. Vidya, avidya. You understand? Two types. Vidya, avidya. Vidya means education or knowledge. Avidya means just opposite. Material education, Jod Vidya, or knowledge concerning this bodily conception, life, is known as avidya. There is no knowledge at all. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Jad vidya jato mayar vaibhava tomar bhajani badha moho jana maya नित्य संसारे जीवों को कराए गाधा. Bhakti Vinod Thakur has said so. This Jada Vidya, this material education, or this knowledge in the mode of ignorance, what Krishna says here, is Maya Vaibhava, Tomar Bhajani Vadha. It speaks about the opulence of Maya, this material enjoyment, material happiness, the bodily conception life, the bodily needs, concerning all these things. This is Maya Vaibhava, the opulence of Maya. Tomar Bhajani Vadha, O Lord, this Jada Vidya, this material education or knowledge in the mode of ignorance creates a great deal of obstruction, hindrance in your bhajan. Yes, that's a fact. The knowledge in mode of goodness will inspire one, prompt one for Krishna bhajan. Sattvic jnana, sattva sanjayate jnanam. Previously said, if someone will be situated in the mode of goodness, then he will be interested to acquire some knowledge, some jnana, some spiritual knowledge, some philosophical knowledge concerning some philosophy. This is sattvic jnana, sattva sanjayati jnanam. But those who are situated in the mode of passion or ignorance, they will never be interested towards this sort of knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Therefore, this Jada Vidya, Maya Vaibhava Tomar Bhajani Vadha, Mohojan Maya Nitya Sansar Jivo Korai Gadha. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur says that if someone acquires this Jada Vidya, this material education, he becomes an ass. That material education makes that person an ass. Mohojanamaya unitya sansara. That education, that knowledge, that vidya, Jada Vidya, material education develops attachment towards this material world, material relationships, which is temporary, anitya, and makes a living entity an ass. You understand? Ass is an animal whose consciousness is very, very low. Very, very low. You understand? The ass only knows two things. How to fill his belly, stomach, how to get, in other words, a bundle of grass. Therefore he toils very hard. Gordhaver matami kori parishram. Generally it is said, those persons who toil very hard, it's said that they are toiling hard like an ass. You understand? Gordhaver matami kori parishram. Kahar lage oto koro na guchile from. Why are you toiling so hard? For what purpose? For whom? You don't know. Acharya Maharaja says so. So, those who acquire this Jada Vidya, material education or knowledge in ignorance, they become ass, like an ass. An ass only knows two things, a bundle of grass that means his food, have to get, fill his belly, and number 2 is sex. That means he runs after males, runs after females, yes, for sex. And that female ass, male ass runs after female ass. The female ass kicks him with her hind legs. Still he runs. Gardhava padataditam. Srimad Maharaja says, Gardhava padataditam. Like that. Gets the kicking. Still runs. There's only 2 things the ass knows. Similarly, those persons who acquire this knowledge in mode of ignorance or material education to the gate, they are like that. They think that the body is the soul. Bodily needs, to fulfill the bodily needs, are the be-all and end-all of life. It's the only purpose of life. No other purpose is there. These 4 things: eating, sleeping, depending, and mating. These are the needs of this body. And they think, and this education, this vidya, this knowledge, teaches this thing. Nothing more than that. Never gives any spiritual knowledge. We are not bodies, we are spirit souls. This is the real knowledge. We are spirit souls, eternal souls, that has no birth, no death, no change. But the body perishes. Body has birth, body undergoes 6 types of changes. After then, at last it dies, finished. But soul, we are spirit souls, is eternal, that has no birth, no death, no disease, no change. Eternal, the same, changeless. Spirit soul, spiritual, it's not material. And it has its eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord, Krishna. Whereas this body is material. And by the presence of the spirit soul, the material body has become conscious and active and alive. When the soul leaves this body, the body becomes a clump of matter, a dead body, clump of matter. And these people, those who are in this mode of ignorance, they cannot, they don't know this thing. They cannot understand this thing. They cannot think of this thing. They don't know anything about the spirit soul, because their consciousness is so low, like animal consciousness. They only know their body, and they only know that the bodily needs as an animal, as an ass knows, as an ordinary animal knows. And they think that this is the be-all and end-all of life to fulfill this bodily needs. 4 things: eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. Animal is doing the same thing. If you, having this royally obtained human body, will do the same thing, what difference is there between an animal and yourself? Yadantaram. It is also said, further, moreover it is said, a worm in the stool, a worm in the stool also does these 4 things: eating, sleeping, mating, defending. And you, a human being, if you do these things, what is the difference between yourself and a worm in the stool? Kriminam kyadantaram. What difference is there? No difference at all. And these people, those who are in this mode of ignorance, those They cannot understand this thing. They are too much attached to this body, bodily needs. And as a result, they suffer from the reactions of their work. In order to fulfill these things, they are always engaged in this material activity, and their knowledge is concerned with this bodily necessity, bodily form of life, bodily conception of life. So they act accordingly. So as a result, they suffer life after life in this material world, evolving, undergoing in lakhs of species of life, like 84 lakhs of species of life. When sometimes they may go up to higher planetary planets, sometimes they may be here in these middle planetary systems, sometimes they may go to neither planets, sometimes up, sometimes low, middle, intermediary state, then sometimes lower. In this way they are evolving and evolving. कभू स्वर्ग उठे कभू मरते कभू निराय, कभू राजा कभू प्रजा कभू देव कभू दैत्य कभू कीट क्षुद्र. Sometimes they become kings, sometimes rajas, citizens, sometimes masters, sometimes servant, and sometimes demigods, sometimes human beings, sometimes animals. Like that. This is the result of their Jod Vidya, of the acquisition of this knowledge in mode of ignorance. This is no knowledge, no Vidya, no education at all. It's Jod Vidya, material education. That is a knowledge in mode of ignorance. At least one should situate himself in the mode of goodness. Then he will be interested to acquire a real knowledge, the knowledge concerning soul, spiritual knowledge, Atma Vidya. You understand? Spiritual knowledge or Atma Vidya, knowledge concerning soul. That's the real Vidya. That's known as Vidya. And this is known as Avidya, opposite to Vidya. That's material education or material knowledge, knowledge in the mode of ignorance. You understand? So no Vidya at all, it's Avidya, ignorance. Knowledge in the mode of ignorance, this Avidya, that makes a human being an ass. When Mahaprabhu was Nimai Pandit during his Purvashram, when he was manifesting Purvashram in Veda, he was known as Nimai Pandit, great Pandit scholar, and he was teaching students also in the subject of this grammar, rhetoric, Sanskrit grammar, rhetoric, all these things, Nyaya, Shastra also, logic. He was a famous Pandit. He was known. Nimai Pandit was famous Pandit. Many Pandits were there at Nadia at the time. Famous Pandits also were there. But Nimai Pandit, though young in age, was very famous, celebrated Pandit. At the same time, also, he is not a human being, but he is a supreme personality of Godhead. Supreme personality of Godhead, who is omniscient, who knows everything. One day, case of Kashmir came, a very learned Vedic scholar, very learned Pandit, great scholar, Pandit, who has acquired this material knowledge only, is very proficient in this Shastra Gyan, You understand? Scriptural knowledge, but that knowledge is not spiritual knowledge. That's material knowledge. So-called Vedic Pandits, those who concern with this karma kanda, jnana kanda portion of Veda. I was speaking about divisions of Veda that day. They are of that category. That category. That means they have acquired this Jod Vidya. This material education. It's not spiritual education and not real education, a real knowledge. They may be very learned, great scholars, and they, by the acquisition of such knowledge, such education, by getting such education, they become very popular. Very popular. That they are so great scholars, pandits. They challenge other pandits. And they call them for this argument and logic, and they will defeat them, and thereby they prove themselves to be greatest scholars, pandits. And that case of Kashmir was like that. You understand? Case of Kashmir, a great pandit was like that, and he is known as Digvijay Pandit. That means he was challenging other pandits and defeating them in Shastra Jukti, in Shastric argument, and thereby he was becoming a great pandit, unconquerable pandit, Digvijay. You see, he's conquering all directions. So all the pandits were afraid of him. And we are so puffed up. This is the result of Jod Vidya. That makes a person very puffed up. But if real Vidya, that is real Vidya, the spiritual education or knowledge, will make one very humble. Very humble. Vidya vino sampurna. Vino means humility, humbleness. If someone acquires that knowledge, spiritual knowledge, real Vidya, he becomes humble. But if someone acquires this Jod Vidya, this material education, or knowledge in mode of ignorance, or Krishna says, it becomes very popular. That's quite natural. So that case of Kashmir was so popular. It was challenging. So he came to Nadia. Other pandits in Nadia were very much afraid of that such a great pandit was coming and was defeating other pandits in other places of the world, challenging other pandits. So they were afraid if they will be defeated, it will be a great insult to them. So they thought of a plan. They said, all right, send him to Nimai Pandit, the young man. Send him to Nimai Pandit. And Nimai Pandit was also a famous Pandit, celebrated Pandit at that time, and sometimes Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not ordinary Pandit. And so, if they thought of those other Pandits, if Nimai Pandit would be defeated, then I will get another chance. I said, oh, young boy, all right, we are old persons, I'll come up and see you, we will get another chance. And if Nimai Pandit would defeat him, then that is also, will be also glorified. Oh, a mere boy of Nadia defeated you, what to speak about us? Anyhow, it is better to send him to Nimai Pandit. So that case of Kashmir, Pandit went to Nimai Pandit. It was evening time. Nimai Pandit was sitting on the bank of the Ganges and surrounded by the students. So when case of Kashmir Pandit went there, Nimai Pandit, Srimad Mahaprabhu, whose dealings were very pleasing. I was telling you that day, Mahaprabhu was two special characteristics. Pritipurna Vyavahar, Jutipurna Katha. Dealings are very pleasing, but when he speaks like bullet. defeating the bogus philosophy and establishing Bhakti Siddhanta with much valor, with much strength, spiritual potency. You understand? These two things are there. But feelings are very pleasing and very humble by nature also. If you शुनिचो भाव just teaching as an example. So in case of Kasim Pandit arrived there, he showed him respect to great Pandit, showed him respect, gave him a seat, please sit down, Pandit Master, and asked him, please, you are such a great Pandit, learned scholar. No such Pandit is available nowadays like you, so we are very insignificant persons. Will you please speak something, narrate something, or about the glorification of Mother Ganges? We will hear and will be benefited thereby. So he felt himself very elated. My Pandit was glorifying him, giving him respect. So he was such a famous Pandit. He had got boon, blessings from Mother Saraswati Devi, the goddess of speech, you see. Mother Saraswati was on a tongue. So, extempore, he spoke with the very wonderful eloquency he had. Many verses extempore he spoke of, many verses glorifying Mother Ganges. Those who were hearing, they were very much startled and amazed. Such a great learned scholar, such eloquency he had. But Nimai Pandit was Supreme Personality Body. Supreme Lord cannot tolerate this thing, pride of a mundane scholar or mundane person or demons are very proud.